Welcome back. I have, my lord. This differs between the witness account and the location display. The ball moving. I feel like it's just a ball not being there. The real contradiction here is the handprint itself, not where it was found. As the court can see, it's upside down. Oh gracious, so it is. If the witness had put his hand against the board, the fingers should be pointing upwards. What does that tell us? It tells one simple fact. When this handprint was made, the ball must have been lying on the floor, as I previously suggested. Which means that after the incident it must have been moved. What?
Objection!
Copper! You're claiming that somebody moved the notice board after the shooting? Then tell the court who. I don't know that yet. But the point is, when you consider all the testimony we heard so far, we can now be very clear on one point. And that will be the position of the notice board at the time of the incident, my lord. So, counsel, I must ask you to clarify your assertion for the court. The time of the incident, where do you maintain the notice board was situated? How to tell? In front of the door?
Take that!
It was right here, my lord. Goodness. No, I'm afraid I don't quite see your logic. Disappointing, Ryunosuke. In Japan, we're taught have patience and respect on our elders. So until it logics in logic, you will know his place. Blah. Oh, brilliant. Must have sounded unreasonable at first, but he was just thinking of me. Unreasonable? Triumphantable. Anyway, I think I have the answer now. I know my place, or rather, I know the board place. Do we? Do I?
Take that!
It's the only possible location. Immediately at the edge into the doorway. The court will think back to the testimony given by the defendants earlier. He said that when he entered the room it was dark, he couldn't see the body. But yeah, if the notice board had been here, the body would have been completely hidden from view. And the light from the candles would have been blocked to make the room appear dark.
Objection!
But the accused also claims that the victim's body simply appeared before him. That's true. Or in his precise words. As I picked the firearm up to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me. Almost if the first trial we did. I don't know about calling the scream, but he was talking about me, no mistakes. Because it was me who kicked the door open. If you look again at the floor plan, consider what will happen if the door room was torn open with force. But that can't. The door struck the notice board, knocking it over, and then making the victim's body invisible. Oh gracious! My client has told nothing but the truth. He was simply described what he saw. Oh. Order. Counsel, how has this not come to light before now? After the incident, somebody must have righted the board and moved it. Okay, that's weird. The position where the police, myself, and my colleagues saw it when investigating the room. Witness, what have you to say for yourself? What? Me, my lord? You and your fellows were at the scene before anybody else. It goes without saying that you must know something about the position of the notice board. The witness in the stand will testify again. You will each explain exactly what you did upon arrival at the scene of the crime. Stop looking over your glass at me and get the message. I don't know anything about that there notice board. I just wiped my hand on it, that's all. Well, don't look at me, I haven't got a clue about it. I was doing business with some second years at the time. I don't know anything about anything, I'm just a bystander. Me, I just signed the crossroad of life. Oh, it was the Reaper, but he got the face that screams bored. I can't see how this changed the ending anyway. The detective will still died when he heard the gunshot. So none of you can elaborate further. Shaken by the crime, the witness, and with only the light of a few candles and an oil lamp by which to see. We can accept this witness to be able to give more precise account of what happened. That's right. Yeah, I don't pay to accept too much. It's man's endless quest for knowledge that is destroying the world. That's what I think. Do you really? Any case, as this testimony show, even if the notice board was moved by somebody following the incident, it makes no difference. When the gunshot rang out, the accused was the only person at the scene. Sure, the only person who could possibly have committed the crime is Mr. Baron Van Zix. Now this wrongly over the board changes that simple fact. Why so? Why so? Does the defense still wish to cross-examine the witness despite the circumstances? Most certainly, my lord. Very well. Then you may proceed, counsel.
Hold it!
You say you were doing business with them, you mean you were selling them fireworks? Yeah, what else? There's a private school just around the corner. Those cheeky little so-and-so have got a plan to blow their school to kingdom come. Haha. So I've been telling them, let their teachers know what they're up to. Oh, you have? Yeah, I wouldn't want anyone to get hurt, so let the school know the kids are playing with dodgy toys. Then, praise the Lord, the teachers take all the fireworks off them. And then, praise the Lord again, the kids all come back to me by more. Everyone happy, see? What a racket. Of course, and sometimes the teacher give me a little bonus to thank me for letting me know. Let them know. It's a busy old life, said the explosive. Man, Venus is a beautiful goddess indeed. Well, Pelly Bareface lies is kind of my thing. Bareface lies is kind of my thing, really. I was so good at it. Really?
Excuse me!
Something wrong, Mr. Sandwich. If I say the words, could we just leave it at that? Would I be the end of it? No. Did Miss Van's statement just now bring us something in mind, perhaps? Philosophical thoughts. Deep philosophical thoughts. Understand? Let's say there was a great liar, and that great liar said without betting an eye, "Tell bare-faced lies is kind of my thing. I'm so ever good at it." Would those words hers be a lie too, or the truth, in which case she's not a liar? Oh, it's a hellish paradox. The one, don't you think? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. But it seems to me you are suggesting Miss Venus has been lying, are you? What are you all about, old man? Ready to cause trouble? Are you? Keep on like that. And I'll wrap your whole body in a firecrackers and set them off, and give you something to tremble about. You have a certainly disturbing mind behind that sweet alien-faced young lady. So Miss Venus has lied in her testimony. Is that what you are saying, Mr. Sandwich? Well, if it means I'll be burning into hellfire for the rest of my days, so be it. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Interesting. Can you elaborate, please, sir? No. Old Babemouth here headed for the room where the gunshot seemed to come from. But there was someone else who crept up the stairs behind him, too. What? That's right. That rotten lie over there. So she was behind him. Hehe. You mean to say that you did in fact betake yourself to the scene of the crime after all? What did I tell you, huh? I said I was good at telling barefaced lies, didn't I? Yes, you mentioned it. There was no reason to lie. Well, that revelation rocked the whole courtroom, didn't it? Who knew firecrackers would pack such a punch? So you didn't indeed visit the scene of the crime, did you, young lady? Good grief. Well, now you come to mention it. I suppose perhaps... I do clearly remember climbing the stairs to the room, yeah. Either you clearly remember it or not. Well, I should consider a fitting punishment for these perjuries act later. For the time being, you will immediately amend your testimony to reflect the truth. Oh yes, my lord, of course. Why she had... Wow.
Hold it!
You make happy of life, do you, Miss Venice? Well, I suppose so. I don't really know, to be fair. If you want my advice, though, I take everything I say with a big pinch of salt. Alright, but you did in fact go to the room where the victim was killed on the day in question, didn't you? Oh, please, as I told, can't think of anything more time. The truth, please. Well, alright, just a bit then. I mean, a girl my age is curious about stuff, you know? Oh, curious about stuff, you? Okay. Did you touch anything at the scene? Oh, please. As if I would. I mean, there was a dead body on the floor. The truth, please. Well, alright, just a bit then. I look and see if there was anything I could sell. So I did give the place once over, but there was nothing to write them on. Right, now, I said city to ask, but you didn't move the notice board by any chance, did you? Oh, please. As if I would touch anything like that. Just a few bits to lose change if all I had. There too, please. Well, right then, I thought there would be something worth having underneath it, so I blasted the flipping thing. Sorry, I flipped the blasted thing. You are telling us that you did move the fucking board? I think I did slip out, didn't I? What the? What did that barn put? I don't believe it. The girl doesn't think. So did you find anything then? Something that you might have taken perhaps to sell? Oh please, should I be so lucky with my imagination? The truth, now! Never found this old pocket watch under the notice board, I suppose. A big junk like this can't be worth much, if you ask. So it was you, was it? You're the one who took it! Gina? Young lady, may I remind you where you are? That watch there. It's present to respect the grace of the yard. A big case sold 10 years ago. Professor case, no doubt. The boss used to wind it up every evening with how he fell and was waiting for the grab to come to the hub. At the hub? Pub? I see. We're off once in a blind, he was upset, gave me a right earful. Said, and I missed that day, the last 10 years polishing it and winning it. It meant a word to him, that watch did. Possibly not the best thing to go diving for then. It's not at all though. I took it to Jebbi's that night to ask how much it was worth, but the old dealer wouldn't touch it. Wouldn't give me a penny for it, said it wasn't working, knocked about and ruthless, called it. Ah! I knew I should have lifted it. That watch must be submitted as evidence at once. Oh please, just as long as you promise to give it back when we're done. Not a chance. I'll swear that from you, you'll try to get your grubby mitts on it again. That's enough. I had to watch the ballet for wit. Jesus Christ, now children, watch your manners. Good lord. The glass appears to be broken. More than likely it's shattered when the inspector was shot, probably. Doesn't tick anymore either. Which is why Jebets didn't want it. What a waste, eh? Yes, indeed, it appears to have stopped at the hour of 5. Exactly when the gunshot was heard then. Which supports a prosecution claim, of course. Exxon pocket entered the core record. Well, it would appear that the mystery of moving notice board has been solved at least. As I predicted, it has a very little bearing on the case. Shit. Now then, continue with your cross-examination. Please, counsel. There's a hole. There is a hole, guys! There's a tiny little keyhole. Can you see it? Oh yes, there's probably for the wind that used to wind up the mechanism. Looks a little unusual, don't you think? Yes. Yes, you need just the right key to wind the nighttime engine. Why do I feel like I've seen something? Something a bit like a key. Not the right size to fit this hole. It'd be wonderful if you had the key. Let's check carefully over what we have already found. Okay. I don't know, this charming policeman appears to be a little worse to wear. I'm not convinced about the charming part, but yes, you're right. The head part looks like it's been fairly heavily handled and manhandled, almost like if somebody was enjoyed twisting it around for fun. Okay. Shall we try twisting it around too, for fun? For fun! Whoa, what's that? There appears to be some sort of key. Coming right from the ass. No, sorry, from the feet. Stanley thought it could be a keyhole for a door of that size, but what it is for, I wonder. Oh, yeah, whatever. Could be this. Yusaru, do you think perhaps this key could be the key for Inspector Gregson's watch? Oh, yes, it could be. Let's try it at once. There's no moment to lose. So what's... does it open it? So it just start. I knew it, a perfect fit. Ah, and look. The Inspector watch has started going again. Ah, so yes, obviously just not being booted up, that's all. What is it, Mr. Sato? Well, if the watch isn't actually broken after all, I feel it could have been a proof of implication. It's being told now. Perhaps I better start digging deeply too.
Objection!
I honestly don't know. I really don't know. I'm afraid that's not necessarily the case. Oh? At the scene, we found this key at to the windows of the Inspector pocket watch. A key? And having wound the pocket watch, we discovered that it in fact still works. You see, the watch didn't stop because it was broken at all. And that fact completely undermines one of the most fundamental premises on which this entire case has been built. What? Ora, but counsel, the watch would stop at almost exactly 5 o'clock. Yeah, which is just when we heard the gunshot. It is exactly that hour. The time was showing on the watch tell us nothing other than when it went down. It merely a coincidence that it happened to be 5
Objection!
o'clock. If that's true, the 3 witnesses here or here the gunshot at 5 o'clock. So that's obviously when the crime was committed.
Objection!
No, that doesn't hold. Why not? Recall what Inspector Lestrade said only moments ago. The boss used to wake up every evening without even failing when he was waiting for crabs to come at the pound. Said I hadn't missed a day in the last 10 years polishing and writing it. He meant a word at him and watch dead. The victim was in the habit of winding his watch once a day in the evening. We can reasonably assume, therefore, that he wound the timepiece on the evening before he died as well. Yes, will be entirely reasonable. But if that's the case, at least that's the case, we will expect to watch to have completely worn down by 5 o'clock the following day. Oh, I. Well, allow you to explain that. I don't know. I'm really. Summary the evening before the day of the incident, when the gunshot rang out in that room, the Inspector was already unable to wind his watch. You can't mean he was already dead. That will stop a man winding his watch if he's being the habit of winding it every single evening for 10 years. The obvious answer is that he was already dead. So he died 5 hours prior. Order. Counsel, that is most extraordinary claim.
Objection!
24 hours beforehand. So 5 of yesterday. Extraordinary isn't the word. You claim that he was already dead the night before. You really think that Scotland Yard coroner will have overlooked something like that? Yeah. On that subject, there is something rather surprising. It's actually an omission in the coroner report. The time of the death is not noted. Oh, that's right. Wait a minute. You're forgetting that my legs went from under when I kicked the door in. What do you mean? Like I said, I planted my hand on my dirty red puddle of blood. Yes? So the victim blood hadn't dried, it was fresh. Oh, yeah, it was 24 hours. He catches on the fast, doesn't he?
Objection!
But that blood could be explained in any number of ways. It could have been put there afterwards. Some fresh blood could have been poured over the
Objection!
Why are you speaking like Van Zisk? Does my learned friend think that fresh blood is available on every street corner? Well, if needn't necessarily have been human blood, of course. We've been all told previously that Scotland Yard has no way to identify blood as human. The problem is currently being researched at present. You're correct, this is beyond our abilities. So then, a chicken blood could have been used, for example. There's certainly a possibility that he wasn't expecting blood at all.
Objection!
The gunshot was heard at 5 o'clock that afternoon, then beyond that question. It's it, though. What? Given that the time of death of the victim was already been called into question, it is beyond the realms of possibility that what these witnesses heard wasn't a gunshot at all. Oh please, what are you trying to say? Does not know what they heard. It was a loud bang came from that room. Now you listen to me, a street seller earns our ears a livelihood. I don't doubt your ears, sir, but all you can state is certainly is that you heard a noise. Explain yourself then, Counsel. A noise that sounds like a gunshot could have been made with these stupid things that we somehow adding our courtroom record. Well, the culprit could have been used something like this, for example. Oh really? A demonstration in order then, I feel? What? Yes, please, show the court how you could use that noise like a gunshot. We're waiting, Counsel. I may have mistaken. What? Is not? It looks like you've been making a lot of noise yourself, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah, so it's not a firecracker? Ah, that betrayed me. Kazuma got a devastating way with words in English too. Now it may be difficult to retract what you said and present some different evidence, perhaps. Yes, I was thinking the same thing. So it's not a cracker. Yeah, because I'm convinced there is some evidence could produce a similar noise. Explain yourself, Counsel. Does it sound like a gunshot? There's the cracker. Did I not fish the cracker? Had to examine the fucking thing. Have you had an idea, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yeah, sorry, it's just a very special. I was wondering what 600 pounds for the fireworks would sound like. Oh, shall we find out? What? But she said you could blow up the courtroom. Alright, that was a fairly sizable bang. Where is that still ringing, Mr. Naruhodo? So that is almost actually like a gunshot!
Take that!
Something like this, the culprit could have set one of those fake gunshots. Oh gracious, the very fireworks that are sold by the witness. Did you actually turn it on inside the courtroom? I don't think they allow you to do that. Now, old of me, where's the machine that did that? Pretty little firework only make a little pop anyway. Not 100 of them, the vendor special that you sell for 600 pennies sound like this. As the court can now test, it sounds very much like a gunshot, I think. You're trying to suggest that somebody set on one of those fireworks off at the scene. I'm suggesting that somebody knew that the vendor was in the room at the 5 that day. They sought to implicate him by creating a sound like a gunshot for these peddlers of Fresno Street to hear.
Objection!
So there's two ways. If she could tell us who sold it, it's not something you easily purchased, a 600 pence stuff. But even the accused himself had testified that he saw no one else in the room at the time. Whether it was a gun or firecracker, the only person present to cause that bangs was Baruch Van Zisks. Now, the whiff of a match and my firecracker got popped. See? This is why people like him. I fear for your fingers, young lady.
Objection!
Recently, during my time here in Britain, I've learned how a very useful invention indeed. Something called time bomb. Good heavens, a bomb? Yes, a device that allows you to blow up whatever you like, whenever you like. Whenever you like. Mr. Naruhodo, every time your unfortunate phrasing there may lead to yet another international incident again. Oh, no, wait. Is whenever you like, but that is important. A time device. Yeah, exactly. Time device. Something as nature could have been planted at the scene. Device that was able to produce the sound of a gunshot long after the culprit had left. So it's just bad timing from Van Zisk. The disturbing claim will have to be sustained with evidence, Counsel. What proof do you have to suggest that?
Take that!
It's really hard to time candle. As the court has already discussed, the tip of one of the candles in this candelabra has been blown off. Indeed, because it was struck by the bullet, which presumably passed through the victim. I don't think that's possible, my lord. Not possible? Why? Because of the scorching. There are gunpowder scorch marks clearly visible on the broken candle. There are. Goodness, yes. But it's not the case. There was also scorching on the victim around the bullet anchor room. So, okay, that's right, there was, but we heard earlier. Scorching like that only occurs when the targets are very close at a matter of centimeters from the gun. Which means that the scorching of the candle can possibly be the result of a gunshot. You suggest it came from the fireworks? What can that be, huh? The fact that there is such visible scorching on the candle suggests the fireworks must have been right next to it when it exploded. Or put it in another word, the candle and the fireworks were joined together. The culprit somehow attached the firecrackers at a point part way down the candle. After the killer had left the scene, the candle slowly burned down along with the other two, until eventually ignited the fuse of the firecrackers, generating a loud boom. That is how these three witnesses came to believe they heard a gunshot at 5 o'clock. Well, what a plot. This implies the victim could have died earlier than we've been led to believe, the previous day, even. Now, now, just hold your horses. Well, here's how to solve a victim going to the building, remember? I couldn't forget the flame color hair, even if I wanted to. The person you saw entering the building wasn't the victim at all. Consider this. Obviously, anybody can wear a wig, so the person that witness saw entering the building 15 minutes before the incident occurred could have easily have been somebody else entirely wearing the red hairpiece. Someone else, do you mean to say? It was the same person who convinced the firecracker trick. In other words, Inspector Gregson killer. What? What, Kazuma? You don't give me the Rengoku laugh. Oh, very impressive, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Kazuma? I'm really quite amazed you come to this far. But after all, wasn't I the one who told you that you had the ultimate makings of a great defense? I also noted the lack of the time of death on this report, a stark omission. But as far as I'm concerned, this whole country's justice system leaves a lot to be desired. Oh, right to the insult! Ora! Prosecutor Asoki! What on earth do you mean by that statement? I heard that many of the leading members of Britain judiciary are present to observe this trial today, so we cannot allow even the slightest doubt to be overlooked. The defense assertion about the time death based on the victim's stopwatch is conjecture, but while the possibility exists that my learned friend may be correct, we have a duty to explore it. Well, certainly I will agree with you. And what immediately comes to mind is, of course, what was Inspector Gregson doing and where did he go on the day before this incident? Do you know? The inspector always carried out his investigation work alone. His movements were treated as confidential within Scotland Yard, even within the yard. However, considering the evidence we've been presented with so far, I say it's fairly apparent that the case the man was pursuing wasn't you, my learned friend. Do you have a feeling about what case he might have been investigating? Yes, I agree, surely. Speak to the old one. My lord, the defense believes it can explain to the court the case that was being investigated by Inspector Gregson at the time of his death. Very well, counsel. Present your argument to the court. What evidence suggesting be investigated in the rival for instance? Can I just present the notice board? Makes sense, right?
Take that!
I couldn't believe it myself. Okay, I believe it's a hairpiece pointed to a dance. Whatever. You might assume it was part of the disguise used to carry out an undercover investigation. Surely not, such a bright color hairpiece will only serve to make the inspector more noticeable. Yes, that's quite true. We definitely have made him stand out in a crowd. Except that he's in a crowd of gentlemen from the Red Hat League. The Red Hat League? So you already worked it out. What on earth it is all about? Is there such extraordinary league of gentlemen? The Red Hat League is currently under investigation for grand deception. My kind. Deception of what nature, counsel? They've been targeting red-headed men across all London and tricking them out of small sum of money. 2 men were arrested for the misdemeanor only yesterday, in fact. My lord, the defense calls for those 2 men to be summoned at once. 2 redheads? What? Inspector Gregson clearly infiltrated the redhead league using the habits, so it's very likely that he had direct contact with these criminals. It is quite possible that such contact led to more serious events. Okay, I thought it was something not important about whatever. I concur we cannot, in good conscience, leave this new avenue unexplored. Well done, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, it's another possible line of inquiry for us, at least. The prosecution will make immediate arrangement for the charged man to appear. Bring these 2 Red-Head League conspirators before me, Prosecutor Asoki. Yeah, at once, my lord. Very good, we'll have 30 minutes of recess, cause surgery. Okay, there's so many things going around. So we know that Gregson died beforehand. And whoever killed him was quite astute, I guess. Kind of weird, I don't know. Really? The red hand? The head? Oh, I don't know. I knew it was something really with that. I think it's something much worse, but whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, as usual, you know the deal. We're gonna end the episode right now, right here. Go lovely, bye.